Most of you know I'm a real fan of Thomas Jefferson, so I thought it was appropriate. The Doc Owens Show is moving on up to connectpal.com. All you need to do to follow us to our new address is go to docowenshow.com. That's DOCOWENSHOW.com. Signing up will take you about 2 to 3 minutes, and you're done. You will receive a daily notice of our new broadcast 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. So go to docowenshow.com and join us today.
We were all Americans before the hyphens came. People cared about who you were and less about your name. 'Cause we were all Americans before the hyphens came.
Howdy, folks. You are listening to the Doc Owen Show. This is Doc Owen. Welcome aboard. Welcome back. We are glad to have you. Our official announcement of being all over the social media. Love to have you join us out there. Facebook.com/Doc Owen Show. My Twitter handle is @DocOwenShow. We are on a bunch of other sites. It is all Doc Owen Show. DOCOWENSHOW. And as you heard from the promo at the beginning, we are moving the broadcast at least the Monday through Wednesday, and then the archives, if you will, for all of the podcasts are on a place called connectpal.com. The easiest way to get there is to go to docowenshow.com, and you will automatically be linked up with it. Excuse me. As usual, let's begin our evening with a little leadership quote. This one is from the well-known, worldwide famous leader, Anonymous. No, not the cybersecurity, hacker people, but Anonymous. We don't know who said it, but it sounded good. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the moment and make it perfect. All right, so at the top of the news, before I get there, hold on. We got two exciting things coming. One is just passed last week. I hope you either heard or went out and listened to the podcast or will go out and listen to the podcast. We had a terrific interview with a member of the millennial generation, a young man by the name of Chad Kent, who Mr. Kent has the unique ability of making the United States Constitution fun and enjoyable as you learn about it. He was with us in San Antonio all last week and had a big promo last Saturday. You need to go to either chadkentspeaks.com or catch my interview with him on the podcast. It was a really delightful, a delightful 45 plus minutes. I think that you will really enjoy it. And over the last few days, I have been diving into a new book. The title of the book is Let Me Be Clear. The subtitle, Barack Obama's War on Millennials and One Woman's Case for Hope. That one woman is a young lady, a member of the millennials, by the name of Katie Kiefer. We will have Miss Kiefer on the show next week. I will be having an interview with her, and we will include it in next Thursday's show. So listen up, learn what you can about Katie Kiefer. I am about a third of the way through the book. I'll have it finished before we chat, but I can tell you right now, she is not happy. Well, I shouldn't say that. I haven't talked to her. As a representative of the millennial generation, she's not happy with what the current administration, in particular the president, has done to the millennial generation, which she represents. All right? And she, among others, are exactly the reason the Doc Owen Show focuses on conversations and things that should matter to that group. Because it's all theirs. Sooner or later, and actually sooner rather than later, it will be all theirs. So it is their responsibility. That's why we titled these last shows leading right up to the midterm elections, Double Down Squared, of which this is DD squared number 3. So we've got the pedal to the metal, doing all we can to get out the vote, and preferably to get out an educated vote. It is very, very, very important. You will hear quite a bit about it during the show tonight. Yeah, I know. There's this guy by the name of Eric Holder that was in the news today. He kind of jumped in front of anything else that was going on and announced that he would be resigning. Actually, I don't even know. I think he resigned, but he's going to stay in place until they can find a replacement. I would submit to you not to get too cotton-picking giddy about that, because, I mean, there's all sorts of stories swirling around about why now, et cetera, and you've got to understand, as Ms. Kiefer does, which is why I mentioned her before, everything this bunch of thugs from Chicago, everything they do is politically motivated. Absolutely none of it is in the best interest of the United States of America, nor the freedom-loving citizens of the United States of America. It is self-serving and designed as a political ploy to enhance Democratic Party chances and reduce Republican Party chances. As soon as you come to that truth and get that through your head, the better off we all will be. And Katie's really the one that fired me up to kind of talk like that, because these poor millennials have been duped. I had no idea what was going on behind the scenes, and behind the scenes I mean the monkey junk that Barack Obama and company were putting out on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and all other sorts of social media to mess with the heads of these young folks. And most of us who live in a conservative world don't tune into that. So really we had no idea it was going on. I certainly did not. And I like to think I'm fairly aware of what's happening out there. But there's some stuff in her book that's like, holy smokes. And we will take it up. You need to stay tuned for that. Okay, so Holder's resigned. It's no big deal. The chances are his replacement will be worse in terms of supporting liberty and actually fulfilling justice. One of the people that's been at the White House all day long working with the committee to determine a replacement is our stalwart, freedom-loving, supporting everybody across the country, Al Sharpton. So when you've got Al Sharpton on the selection committee, how good can the results be? Okay. I'm going to get into Benghazi just a little bit because it is pertinent, it is ongoing, and it's extremely important for the midterm elections. It seems that an ex-State Department official, all right, a gentleman by the name of, he was Deputy Assistant Secretary Raymond Maxwell, all right. He had a conversation with Ms. Cheryl Atkinson, who is the person that resigned her post in the mainstream media to go her own path and report the truth on Benghazi after she'd been told to cool it, all right. He has reported that he witnessed departmental employees separating damaging documents on the Benghazi investigation before handing them over to the Accountability Review Board. He said he was not invited to the after-hours endeavor, but heard about it and decided to check it out on a Sunday afternoon. He just dropped in on him. And he said that one of his employees, one of the people that reported to him, told him that, basically their orders were to do what they were supposed to do, and that was sort out anything that might be damaging to the current administration, in particular the 7th floor at the State Department. Well, the 7th floor at the State Department is none other than Hillary Rodham Clinton and her staff. So this was about protecting Clinton, all right? When Mr. Maxwell suggested that it appeared to be unethical, to which the young lady replied, "Ray, these are our orders." Hey. And the closing part of that article said, when he brought it up with his ombudsman within the State Department, he was, because he was put on executive leave, full pay, but didn't have to report to work, he was told, "You're not harmed, you're still getting paid, don't watch TV, take your wife on a cruise, it's not about you, it's about Hillary and 2016. I would submit to you the deal with Holder is about the same thing. All right. Let's talk about the vote for a bit. Just if Democrats win big in November, and by that, if they hold the Senate, our republic will die. It's an article by a fellow by the name of Richard Anthony that I read quite a bit of his stuff, and it's very insightful. If Democrats retake the House of Representatives and hold on to the Senate, then Barack Obama will have exactly what he needs to finish the fundamental transformation of this country. A Democrat victory would also ensure immigration reform, a.k.a. amnesty, for 30 million illegal aliens. And with that, we would see the virtual end to any electoral chances in the future of the Republican Party. You hear a lot about voting for the lesser of two evils, having to vote for a candidate that you also don't agree with. I would submit to you that the 2014 midterm elections might be one of those situations where you really don't like either party. I'm going to give you some information in a little bit that'll probably help you feel that way. It seems that the country does, but I'll get into that in a minute. The point is, you need to vote. And as reluctant as I am to signify a particular party, because I'm with the majority of Americans and don't trust either one of them, unfortunately, in this election, a Republican victory, if not landslide, in both the House and the Senate is absolutely mandatory. It is not optional, folks. You must go, you must vote, hold your nose, cross your fingers, do whatever you got to do, but don't abstain because you don't like either one, or don't abstain because you don't like the Republican candidate's not conservative enough for you, etc., etc. This is not optional. You need to go, you need to vote, you need to take friends with you, and you need to vote Republican. We have got to stop this freight train. I'm going to take a break, get a little sip of water. I will be right back.